Hey everyone, welcome back. It's time for another deep dive, and today we're going to be looking at daily routines.
Okay.
And specifically, we have a great conversation between Marco and Erica from the podcast Learn English the Smart Way.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, they actually go pretty deep into their own routines, and I found some really cool things that I thought we could unpack.
Yeah, I'm always curious to hear how other people structure their days.
Me too. So to start off, I think it would be interesting to look at how they start their days.
Okay.
So Erica is up at 7:70 a.m.
Okay.
And she likes to start off with some stretching.
I like that. Stretching is so important.
And then Marco is up even earlier at 6:30, and the first thing he does is have a big glass of water.
That's interesting.
What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, hydration is really important, especially after, you've been sleeping for hours and hours.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great way to kind of kickstart your system.
Makes sense. Now, Erica actually does something else that's really interesting right after she wakes up. She does deep breathing exercises.
Oh, wow.
And there's a specific technique she mentions. I think she calls it like box breathing or something like that.
Okay.
But basically, she's doing these slow, deep inhales and exhales for a few minutes. And she says it makes her feel so much more alert and focused.
I can see that
No.
deep breathing can really help to calm your nervous system and reduce stress.
Exactly. It's like giving your mind a chance to wake up gently.
Yeah,
So we've got stretching for the body, deep breathing for the mind.
I like it.
Two really simple but effective ways to start the day.
Yeah.
Now, another thing that both Marco and Erica really emphasize is the importance of breakfast.
Oh, of course.
They're both huge advocates for never skipping it.
Makes sense.
But what I found interesting was not just that they eat breakfast, but what they actually choose to eat.
Okay.
So Erica is a big oatmeal fan.
Oatmeal. Yeah.
But she's very specific about the type of oatmeal she eats. She likes steel-cut oats.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, she says it keeps her feeling fuller for longer and gives her more sustained energy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Steel-cut oats are less processed than other types of oatmeal, so they're digested more slowly.
Oh, okay.
So you get that slower release of energy.
Gotcha. Now, Marco, on the other hand, is our protein king. He prefers eggs for breakfast.
Eggs?
Yep. And he actually told Erica that he feels way more focused when he starts his day with eggs.
I wonder if there's a connection there between protein and mental clarity.
Right. Like maybe the protein helps stabilize his blood sugar levels or something.
It's possible. There's definitely some research out there about the impact of protein on cognitive function.
Interesting. So we've got a good breakfast fueling us. Now it's time to dive into work or studies.
Oh,
Now, both Marco and Erica acknowledge that routines for this part of the day can look very different depending on whether you're working from home, going to an office, or in Marco's case, hitting the books.
right. Different environments call for different strategies.
Exactly. So Erica, our work from home guru, she starts her day by heading straight to her desk. And she describes it as being meticulously organized.
I love that.
Yeah, everything has its place, which she says helps minimize distractions.
Oh, absolutely. Having a dedicated workspace and a system for organization can be so helpful when you're working from home.
Right. It's all about creating that separation between work life and personal life.
Exactly.
Then she dives into her calendar and to-do list prioritizes tasks, plans out her day. But she also emphasizes that flexibility is key.
Of course, life rarely goes exactly according to plan.
Yeah, you've got to be able to adapt.
Absolutely.
Now, Marco's routine is a little different. He's a student, so his day starts with carefully packing his bag.
Makes sense. Got to have all your materials ready to go.
Right. And once he gets to campus, his first mission is to secure a specific study spot.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he actually told Erica that he has this go-to spot in the library, and he swears that it helps him focus better.
I wonder if it's something about the environment itself. Maybe the lighting or the noise level.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe it just puts him in the right mindset. And just like Erica, Marco is a big believer in the power of breaks. He balances his study time with downtime to prevent burnout.
Yeah, breaks are essential.
Yeah.
They give your brain a chance to recharge.
Totally. So we've heard about Erica's meticulously organized desk and Marco's go-to study spot. Now, I'm curious, what about you? What are some of the things that help you get into that productive flow when you're working or studying?
Well, it's so interesting how just the right environment can really help people focus, But no matter how perfect your workspace is, everyone needs a break at some point.
Right.
So I'm curious, what do Marco and Erica do to kind of unwind and recharge after a long day of work or studying?
Well, they both seem to understand that downtime is really important. For Erica, it's all about classic relaxation activities, like curling up with a good book or watching a movie.
Yeah.
She told Marco that it really helps her to kind of escape from the demands of the day, just let her mind decompress.
That makes sense. Those kinds of activities can be really effective for stress reduction because you're shifting your focus away from work and engaging with something you enjoy.
Right. And then you have Marco, who has a more active approach to unwinding. He's a big fitness enthusiast, so he likes to hit the gym or go for a run after a long day of studying.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he says it helps him to release all that pent-up energy and just clear his head.
Yeah, exercise is such a fantastic way to de-stress.
Right. It's good for the body and the mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, they both make sure to fuel up after a long day.
Yeah, dinner is definitely a part of their routines.
Okay.
But again, they have very different approaches.
Oh, how so?
Well, Erica is all about cooking healthy meals at home.
Nice.
She likes to experiment with different recipes and flavors,
I love that.
Yeah, she makes it sound really fun.
And cooking at home gives you so much more control over the ingredients and portion sizes.
So true.
Which can be really good for your health.
Right. Marco, on the other hand, often opts for the convenience of takeout or dining out with friends.
Yeah.
So for him, it's more about the social aspect of dinner, connecting with people and unwinding in that way.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's all about finding what works for you.
Definitely. And as the day winds down, both Marco and Erica prioritize getting enough sleep.
Oh, absolutely. They really understand how important a good night's rest is.
It's essential for both physical and mental recovery.
So true. Erica aims for at least 7 or 8 hours,
Okay.
while Marco tries to get closer to 8 or 9.
Wow. He's really racking up the hours.
Yeah, he says his body just needs a bit more rest.
That's good that he's aware of that.
They even talked about creating a relaxing bedtime routine to help improve their sleep quality.
So that's a great idea.
Like Erica mentioned, winding down with a cup of herbal tea and reading for a bit before turning off the lights.
Yeah, establishing a consistent bedtime routine can really make a difference.
Right. It helps signal to your body that it's time to start winding down.
Exactly. So thinking about everything we've learned about Marco and Erica's evening routines, what stands out to you?
Well, I think it's really interesting how they each find ways to de-stress and recharge that really align with their personalities.
Yeah.
Like Erica finds solace in those quiet activities like reading and cooking.
Right.
And then Marco is drawn to those more social and physical outlets.
It shows that there's really no one-size-fits-all approach to unwinding.
Yeah, you got to find what works for you.
Absolutely. And speaking of finding what works, I'm curious to hear about their weekend.
Oh, yeah. Do they stick to the same structured routines or do they loosen up a bit?
Right. Weekends are a great opportunity to break free from the structure of the week and just do things you enjoy.
So let's see what Marco and Erica have to say about their weekend rituals.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like Marco really embraces the freedom of the weekend. He loves to explore different places.
Oh, cool. Like what kind of places?
Well, he mentioned hiking in a nearby park or visiting a museum in a neighboring city.
Nice.
Or even just trying out a new restaurant.
That's great.
Yeah, it seems like he's all about seeking out new experiences and adventures.
I love that. It can be so enriching to explore new environments and broaden your perspectives.
Right. Now, Erica, on the other hand, she prefers to use her weekends for more relaxing pursuits.
Okay.
Like spending time with family and friends,
Nice.
or catching up on her reading list,
Nice.
or just indulging in some self-care.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's all about recharging her batteries and preparing for the week ahead.
That's so important. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life and forget to prioritize our own well-being.
Yeah, weekends are a great time to reset and recharge.
Absolutely. So we have Marco the adventurer and Erica the master of relaxation.
I like that.
It's fascinating how their weekend routines really reflect their different personalities.
Yeah. So now I'm curious about you. Do you lean more towards Marco's adventurous spirit or Erica's relaxed approach when it comes to weekends?
Well, I think it's really inspiring to see how Marco and Erica have created these routines that work so well for them.
Yeah.
They found that perfect balance between getting things done, taking time for themselves, and, just enjoying life.
It really shows how powerful it can be to be intentional about designing a routine that supports your well-being and helps you reach your goals.
For sure. So as we wrap up our deep dive into Marco and Erica's routines, what are some of the key things you think our listeners should keep in mind?
Well, I think one of the biggest takeaways is that even small changes can make a big difference.
Yeah.
Like we talked about Erica's morning stretching and deep breathing and Marco's focus on hydration first thing in the morning.
Right.
Those little things seem to have a big impact on their overall productivity and focus.
It's like they're setting the tone for a successful day right from the start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of setting yourself up for success, both Marco and Erica really emphasize the importance of breakfast. Not just eating it, but being mindful about what they choose to eat.
Right. Like Erica's steel-cut oats for sustained energy and Marco's protein-packed eggs for mental clarity.
It's a great reminder that breakfast can really fuel your body and mind for the day ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another important lesson is the importance of planning and organization, especially when it comes to work or studying.
Yeah, both Erica and Marco have systems in place, whether it's a super organized desk or a favorite study spot,
Right.
that help them stay focused and avoid distractions.
But they also stress the need for flexibility because, let's face it, life doesn't always go according to plan.
So true. And of course, we can't forget about downtime and self-care.
Yeah, that's huge.
Both Marco and Erica really prioritize taking breaks and doing things they enjoy, whether it's reading, hitting the gym, or spending time with friends.
It's a good reminder that self-care is essential for our well-being, and it can actually make us more productive in the long run.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think the biggest takeaway is that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to creating a daily routine.
Yeah,
What works for one person might not work for another.
right. It's all about finding what works best for you and your individual needs and goals.
Exactly. So that's the challenge I want to leave our listeners with today. Take some time to reflect on your own daily routine.
Okay.
Think about what's working well, what could be improved, and maybe even try incorporating some of the things we learned from Marco and Erica.
I love that. It's all about experimenting and finding what helps you feel your best and achieve your goals.
And that's it for our deep dive into daily routines.
This was great.
Thanks for joining us today, and until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.